say? What the fuck say?
新番組仮面ライダーギーツ9月4日日曜日午前9時スタート。
さあ始まるぞ新しい世界が。
Hello and welcome to KamenRider Blackman, and today in this video we're going to be talking about two different things. First, we're going to talk about the KamenRider Geats press conference, which came out last night and I watched it. And at the very end, we're going to talk about the first episode of Fuuto P.I, which I just got done watching. So, first, the press conference. This show, it's Sentai meets Ryuki, because this show, the writers are players that if they beat the bad guys, they'll win. But off the bat, you could just see and feel it that at some point these characters are going to turn on each other, since there can only be one winner. I see it from the concept, and I definitely see it in the suits, because they straight up remind me of ride players from X-Aid, except these suits have their own distinctive looks to separate themselves from the other. So, let's talk about the cast now, which I'm pulling up. So, our main character, KamenRider Geats. The character's name is Ace Yukio, and he's played by a Kan Hideyoshi. Ace is a mysterious young man who participated in the Desire Grand Prix and has a determined personality. Huh, interesting. Weirdly enough, right now, looking at him, and with how this show is giving me Ryuki vibes, I almost thought for a moment that he looked a little bit like Shinji. But with this guy alone, apparently Ace. Another thing that's coming into my mind is Taro from Dawn Brothers. We don't know his full backstory yet, but with this guy, he apparently is just part of the game. And that's so. As for the rest of the cast, there is the character. Next person I'm about to read is, am I reading this right? Kuwa Sakurai, played by Ryuga Sato. He is Kamen Rider Tycoon. He is a man currently looking for a job and lives with his sister. He likes tanuki soba and has an honest and straightforward personality. Honestly, I think with one of the shots we see from the trailer, which I saw, it involved him kind of being separated from his sister with some type of force field keeping them apart. Kind of like from the first episode of Decade, where Natsumi is... It's like how Natsumi and Tsukasa are kept apart from like glass shielding. Kind of like that. So maybe that's one of his big motivating factors to be a part of this. And so, the next character is Neon Kuriyama, KamenRider Naga, played by Yunya Hoshino. And see here. Oh, and a girl character. Bravo. Let's see here. She is an influencer with 2 million followers and is a daughter from a rich family. Even if that is the case, she wants to live an ordinary life and has a strange dream of running away from her family. I mean, wanting to break away from being a part of your family? Well, your rich family, I don't know how they are as people, but that's different. Also, her helmet is honest to God one of the most detailed, well, second most detailed then, right next to Geats, because With Tycoon, I could almost barely make it out on him because his helmet looks like it's not entirely done yet. But with Naga, all the details are there. She looks like she could use a full suit too. And so next, our fourth rider, the purple one, the one who is just... he is making headlines on fan groups. That is KamenRider Blackman, whose character's name is Azuma Naga, but he's played by Kazuko Mukurai. Azuma is a blunt and lone wolf, and even though he seemed prickly, he is a passionate man, and a strong part of him cares for his friends. He sees Ace as his rival. He is an interesting kind of character here because, one, he looks evil, so who knows? I'm really trying to see just how... Sorry, I was trying to see the timing on my camera. Anywho, there's a lot of things up in the air for him specifically because he looks evil, and he is the second character on this list to actually have a suit. So it's like, what are they specifically planning for those two? Also, he has a chainsaw sword, and that is freaking awesome. Chainsaw swords are immediately awesome. And now let's talk about our supporting characters. And I'm sorry. Okay, now I got the names down. I was just trying to see who's who for a minute because it's just picture two people. But let's see here. The navigator of the Desire Grand Prix is a Surumi, played by a Kokuro Oishima, and she explains the rules of the game, how to progress, and announce the results to the participants. So she, I guess, is the DJ Sagada of the show, but she's the one... Actually, no, not the DJ Sagada of the show. She's the... I kind of want to say that one lady, that Garangi lady from Kuga, who never participated, but just announces or picks out the players for the games, if that makes sense. That's like her role, or it looks like it. And aside from her is Giori, who is the concierge of the Grand Prix, played by a Sugo Oshinari. He also supports the participants at the salon that also serves as the neutral zone. This is going to be an interesting kind of show, especially since I just realized this today. Each of the riders has a, or at least from what I see Tycoon does, each of the riders' rise buckles is something that we've seen Geats use. So the fact that part of his form changes come from other characters, that's actually rather interesting. I don't know if he'll physically get from them or he'll get his own, but it's something. Now, and before getting into anything else, we have, well, a more summarized plot of, well, we have the plot here. That's completely official and everything. It's going to be stuff that I've repeated before, but here are all the full details. Where's here? We meet a mysterious young man named Ace Yukio. He is a confident genius who says, in the end, victory will be mine. Throws himself into a mysterious survival game known as Desire Grand Prix, in which they fight the deadly Jamato. Participants transform into Kamen Riders, and the aim is to survive and accumulate points by defeating enemies and saving lives. The victor of the Desire Grand Prix wins the right to realize the world they desire. Similar to Kamen Rider Ryuki, More Kamen Riders will appear in this series, each with their own unique designs and skills. Their identities and motifs will be revealed in a later date. Oh my god. So, and as I was just saying, this show is giving me Ryuki vibes. It says straight up, you're supposed to have Ryuki vibes. But like what I said, it's giving me the idea that these characters are eventually going to turn on each other. We'll just see when, with more characters coming up. Let's see here. The series will be produced by TV Ayashi's... Okay, yeah, I said that right. The series will be produced by TV Ayashi's Chiro Inoue and Toei's Naomi Takekibe, who was the producer on both Kamen Rider O's and Gaims, and will be written by Yuya Takahashi, who of course wrote for X-Aid and 01. I'm not gonna lie, the one thing about this show that's making me a bit excited is the writer, because not to overhype anything here, but he's written good shit, so that's just making me a little happy. I don't want to overhype, I don't want to jinx nothing or overhype nothing. It's just like, this is a writer I'm familiar with, so I can get behind him. Pretty much like how I feel about Naruhisa Arakawa. He's written good shit, so I'm behind him. So yeah, everything else. Let's see here. There's everything else here is just the action director and music, and that's just so on there. So, for this show, I will be optimistic, but still cautiously optimistic, because who knows what we're going to see from this. Like, we're going to get Ryuki again, but I have no idea what we're going to be in for, so we'll see what comes. So, with that said, oh crap, I just want to check one thing. Okay, I'm still going. So, with that said, Fuuto P.I. From the moment Akiko laid into Shotaro, I said, what is this? What is this? This has my attention. The animation is good. And the one thing I'm upset about from this first episode is that it's a two-parter. I looked at my screen and I said, how dare you? How dare you? And I said it because it's a two-parter, but god damn it. It's a two-parter. Nobody likes two-parters. I don't like two-parters. Especially excessive two-parters. How dare you? But god damn, the episode itself and everything was good. It was sweet. I don't know if it was if this was a story out of the manga, and honestly I should have looked it up before recording. My bad. I just needed to get it. After watching this first episode, I just had to record. But, god damn. I like how, for this episode, it was just Shotaro on his own doing work. Like, Philip only shows up at the very end to lead into the next episode. I like that. Like, the character of Shotaro Hidari himself is a competent detective, and he does do work on his own on occasion. It's just that Philip is there to back him up at times. But for this piece of W, and the first episode at that, still taking off, which I believe, it's still picking up to where the show left off, or whatever continuity, blah blah blah, where W left off. Like, Shotaro is good and confident enough to literally take the lead and do his work. Well, do the work on his own. Like, Philip only shows up once shit gets real, and I appreciate that. But wow. That... I'm doing what people have told me to do and watching more anime, and technically speaking, I am. Because I'm going to tell people about Fuuto P.I. I'm going to tell them about Fuuto P.I, and I'm going to try to tell them about W. Because this show is something interesting. I'm not, once again, don't want to overhype it, don't want to put anything out there because this is the first episode. But this first episode got me hooked. Wow, and Fuuto P.I is like, is it like a couple days, a week? The first episode's like a week or a couple days old. And I just needed to talk about it, and thank freaking God I did. I have like so many video ideas in mind, I didn't know what to do first, but then Fuuto P.I came out, so I was like, okay, that. Then the press conference was out, so I was like, okay, that too. So, yeah. Cautiously optimistic for what's coming up now, and especially next month. To which, by the way, my 4-year anniversary is next month. KamenRider Blackman. You should watch what You should watch what I'm going to review next month for the 4-year anniversary, which is Fuuto P.I. Stay tuned. Subscribe. When I get to recording it, I'm going to be excited. So, yeah. Well, with that said, thank you guys for watching. Please not forget to like, subscribe, share this video, and tell your friends about KamenRider Blackman. Once again, my 4-year anniversary on YouTube is next month, September 6th. So please subscribe to be in tune for that. Now, see you guys next time. Peace.